For those of you who have lived in the Valley for a while, you will be familiar with the guest who's joining us in the studio this morning. He's the mastermind and the namesake of the Robert Comstock sale. For years, this huge annual sale featured leather coats, high fashion for pennies on the dollar, and people would literally line up at the Boise Fairgrounds to be one of the first in the door. Boise hasn't seen the Comstock sale in over a decade now, but great news for all you fashionistas. It is making a comeback, and here to tell us why and tell us about it is none other than designer and Boise native Robert Comstock. Good morning, Robert.
Good morning, Rachel.
It's so fun to have you here.
It's a kick to be back.
Awesome. I'm glad it is. So tell us about, for those of people who may not be familiar with you, in a nutshell, tell us about you and your career as a designer.
Well, I started my job in my parents' garage here in Boise, Idaho. I'd go down to the Bon Marché at night, pick up the boxes they'd throw it out, bring it back, take the label off, and write mine on it. So those are the humble beginnings. We ended up selling Bloomingdale's in the first year, and it grew from there. You always end up with inventory. So in lieu of going to, say, a TJ Maxx or selling it out there in a big widespread distribution, we thought, we're going to have to do these prices anyway. Let's do it with the people that we know and have grown up with.
Isn't that great? So you made it an event.
We made it.
For
it
people.
Really became an iconic event.
Oh, right. And it's coming back to Expo Idaho today and for the next 3 days,
Today
right?
at 11 o'clock until 9 o'clock, and then tomorrow and Saturday from 9 until 9.
Awesome. And we want to show people what they can find at this sale. So you brought in some models for us. So we're going to start with the ladies' fashions, right? So give us an idea.
Super.
Yeah.
So Lynn has on a little cocktail piece
from
Catherine Malandrino.
Okay.
And Catherine's a very high-end designer. She's French. She does this out of New York. And also ended up with inventory. So we're building it as Robert Comstock and Friends.
And Friends, yes.
And Bailey has on a piece as well from Catherine. And I'm actually ask Lynn, your piece was how much retail and how much at the sale?
It was $475 retail, and we're selling it for $149.99.
You're kidding.
No.
That's amazing. That's what, 60-70% off. That's great.
And
what about
Bailey?
yours?
Mine is $375 retail, and it's on sale for $119.99.
From $375 down to $119?
Right.
$119 and $475 down to $149. That's incredible. But it's not just ladies. I mean, you want guys to come out. So girls, I'm going to ask you if you could swap out with the gentleman that we have in studio. You can head that way. Guys will head this way. This is fun. It's like having a little runway show right here in studio. Lots of great guys fashions. That's your forte too, right? Is the guys stuff.
Yeah. So Malad we're also going to, when you walk into the fairgrounds today, you'll see a great big banner of Dwayne Johnson or The Rock. And he's kind of the one sponsoring the U.S. Army apparel.
Gotcha, which is really cool. I love that coat.
And Malat's wearing a coat. Malat, your jacket's how much?
$295, and it's on retail for $49.99.
For $49.99.
$295 down to $50.
Right.
I mean, that's amazing.
Right. And so we've got really cool little sweatshirts, great hoodies. The hoodies are like $149, but they're selling for $29.99.
That's incredible.
So the proceeds, we ask for $1 at the door each time.
That's okay. It'll survive.
Can you still hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. And then Christopher has a cashmere sweater on that's $650 retail, which will sell for $99.
A cashmere sweater for $99.
100% cashmere.
That's incredible. And Robert, I know you mentioned the donations. I'm getting a wrap, so we have to wrap this up. But we will talk about what those donations go to.
Wonderful.
A couple of great organizations that you support. So I told you during Good Morning Idaho over on today's 6, the Comstock sale, Comstock and Friends sale this time around is making a comeback. It's a huge high fashion sale at Expo Idaho. It's named after the designer who created it, Boise native Robert Comstock, who joins us in studio. We chatted with you a moment ago, Robert. And we are joined by another special guest, 2 special guests this morning. So Bill Heinrich, you're with the Peregrine Fund.
Yes, I am.
And so explain for us, guys, the relationship between a fashion designer and the Peregrine Fund.
Well, Rob's been a conservationist for years and years, and he started supporting the Peregrine Fund 24 years ago when he joined our board. And we've had a wonderful partnership ever since.
Excellent. So for folks who may not know, I mean, a lot of us in this area know about birds of prey and raptors and things, but tell us what the Peregrine Fund does.
Okay, we work with endangered birds of prey, and right now we're concerned with raising and releasing California condors, and we're studying birds worldwide, especially endangered and rare birds.
Excellent. And this is obviously not a California condor. That requires a whole other set of circumstances to get that in. This is a falcon you brought with you today, right? Tell us about this guy.
One of 23 falcons we have out at the World Center that people can see if they come and visit. And this bird is from Africa and one of the first birds of this species that we've raised.
Pretty amazing. I think I'm scaring him a little bit. He's puffing up, trying to look bigger.
I think she
Is it a
thinks
she?
it's a she, and I think she thinks she's a person. She was raised by hand since she was about 2 days old.
Oh, she's a beautiful, beautiful bird. And so, Robert, tell us about why you enjoy being involved with the Peregrine Fund
Well,
and the other organization you're supporting as well.
What I love about the Peregrine Fund, about 90 cents of every dollar goes right into the field. And I've personally had the chance to work with them on projects in outer Mongolia. I've trapped falcons and banded them up in Greenland, and then been down in the neotropics and been able to be on location with Bill and other scientists, and that's a thrill to do.
So exciting.
And it's Idaho's own. That's what's special about it. The second one that we're going to have this time, Rachel, the beneficiary is the VA hospital. Okay, and what we're doing is we're taking wounded warriors who've come back from maybe a firefight in Afghanistan or wherever, and these are younger soldiers now. They've left Idaho, where they rock climbed, where they mountain biked, where they enjoyed skiing and everything. And they come home, they can go through the rehabilitative process, but then how do they get back into the sports they once enjoyed? So that's where rehabilitative equipment or sports adaptive equipment come in. So we're raising funds at the cell to buy the monoskis and the bikes and the climbing gear and all that.
So great.
So these soldiers can get back to what they did before.
And all you're asking is for a $1 donation at the door from people who come in, right? And here's the details up. So it's these next 3 days, but you're asking for just $1 donation or more.
Or more, of course, is greatly appreciated. Thank you for the plug. It's always been free entry, but we do ask. We have Bill will be out front this morning. We start at 11 o'clock.
Okay.
And we'll have birds of prey there and veterans themselves.
Excellent. Okay, excellent. So today, tomorrow, and Saturday over at Expo Idaho. We'll put all of this at IdahoOnYourSide.com.
Thank you.
Check it out. Great fashions for pretty inexpensive.